So I'm doing a disease a day for Disability Pride Month because I have so many that are disabling me. Which, I thought it was weird they approved my disability after only one try, but then when I added these up, I was like, oh, okay, I'm just fucked. So next to fibromyalgia, the most active one would be rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a swelling in the joints that seems to be genetic, but they haven't officially confirmed that, but oh, holy hell, it has to be. And it can be made easier with medicine, but I'm on so much medicine and this is still my hand. So it can flare on certain sides of the body versus the other, left or right, top or bottom. It can also be made worse by things like stress, etc. So it's a real fun disease to have. And of course, like all the others, it affects women and women of color most of all. So doctors don't give a shit about any of it. The history of rheumatoid arthritis is one of, they've proven, like in ancient Egypt, they found a mummy or so that had it. And when I read how they described the bones of this person, I was like, oh shit. Because a rheumatologist described my EDS and my RA on an x-ray. They're not chopping my bones open, but just on the x-ray, as fizzy. That's how the scientists described this mummy's bones chopped open. Like, it looked like little soda bubbles had gone off in it. So that's fun. It's definitely an ancient disease. And according to what they knew in only 2012, so a while ago, I did the ancestry DNA test. Yes, don't trust Mormons, I know. And Harvard at the time had a health thing that you could pay like $10 to run any of your DNA through. I have no idea if they're still doing this. Yes, it was the actual Harvard. So I ran it through. And of all the genomes and whatever they'd figured out that do XYZ, there were 3 that were huge indicators of future rheumatoid illnesses, diseases, etc. And if you even had a little bit, you weren't in for a good time. And it went 1 to 10 on each different one. On all 3, and only these 3, others never went this high, I had 9 to 10. Yes, I had active RA at the time, but I was like, oh, damn. Considering my half-sister has rheumatoid arthritis as well, what I've come to believe is my mother is like a moderate carrier, nobody we're aware of, and her nearby family, even up the chain, had it. But when she paired with somebody who minorly had it, like my father and my sister's father, bam. It is interesting too because I don't know so much my former stepfathers, but on my dad's side, there were at least 2 relatives on each of his parents' side that were very distant, but had rheumatoid arthritis. One was my grandpa's aunt, and one was my grandma's aunt. So, okay, that's a pretty good theory, for a GED, yeah. But they still claim they don't know what causes it or why, what activates it or not. There's a strong and probably correct belief that trauma tends to activate these genetic illnesses. Mine came to me not so much just straight up traumatic, but when I first went out into the world at 18, I had what I now know are the first signs of it within a year. And it was very hard and stressful for me to be out in the world because poor people. And I did not want to go back to Iowa where I currently am. Yay, illness. And so nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. I'm 18, no known history. Although, for the record, my sister had been diagnosed with before, and I was not terribly aware because she's so much younger than me. So there was a history, but nobody mentioned it. And when I got to LA, and I'd been very depressed, and this was another stressful time, all of a sudden I couldn't move this arm. And that lasted a whole day. Then it came a little sturdier, but it took like 4 years to fully hit. And after almost dying of a cyst tearing open my fallopian tube, and because of shitty pre-Obamacare Medicaid, um, I was starting my life out, and I was starting a business and writing nonfiction. And I started getting harassed by people much older than me, who, in my opinion, were just angry that I said a long dead person wasn't gay. I just don't see the proof. Give me proof, I will change my opinion. So they started harassing and terrorizing me, and out came RA with that. Yay. I can definitely say the few times they flared up after that made it much worse. And in my life where I did something strenuous that can make it much worse, when I forget a medicine, which has happened to my dumbass even quite recently on the bus to DC, my left side always swells up much more than my right, which is odd because I'm right-handed. It's usually the opposite. I don't know, it makes no sense, but it's in every frickin' joint I know I have, because the rest of the pain is fibromyalgia and my shitty spine. There's a lot of medicines to treat RA. I truly don't believe if you have it in the moderate zone where I do, but for the record, they've tried to call that mild before, so don't let them bullshit you. If the NSAIDs like ibuprofen are not enough alone, you're going to need a good handful of medicine multiple times a day. They tried to pull that on me. Because again, pre-Obamacare, this was free clinics. I'd aged out of Medicaid at 21. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And that's why I am the bitch I am today. So, anyways, DMARDs, like Enbrel, any injectable, that's the only thing keeping me going. I don't know how anybody lives without them. Yes, there's cancer and liver risk to everything you take as a disabled, chronically ill person. And you will hear that, and it will be scary, but they will keep testing your blood. So I can't promise it won't ever hit you or me. Hell, I almost expect it at this point. But to live without it? Oh, hell no. If you want to take me out by cancer now, I'll take it, because I am so fucking tired. And if it was that or just quit taking the DMARDs, I'd rather take the DMARDs. Thank you very much.